Welcome to my YouTube channel Wise Whispers, where silence speaks. My name is Harris, and I am 65 years old. I never imagined that a quiet dinner at my own table would be the moment my life changed forever. The evening began like any other. The smell of roasted chicken filled the kitchen, and the soft light above the dining table made the room feel warm and peaceful. I had spent the entire afternoon preparing dinner because my son Daniel and his wife Clara were coming over with Clara's mother, Mrs. Whitmore. Family dinners used to mean laughter, stories, and comfort. At least they used to. As I placed the last plate on the table, I looked at Daniel and smiled. "Just like when you were a boy," I said, "you always loved my cooking." Daniel smiled politely but didn't say much. He had been quiet lately. Ever since he got married, something about him had changed. Clara sat next to him, scrolling on her phone. Her mother sat straight-backed in her chair, observing everything with sharp eyes. From the moment she entered my home, she acted as if she owned the place. Dinner began with an uncomfortable silence. I tried to lighten the mood. "So Daniel," I said gently, "how work going these days?" Before he could answer, Clara spoke first. "He's thinking about bigger things now," she said, "not staying stuck forever." Her words stung a little, but I ignored it. I had learned that arguing with Clara only made things worse. Halfway through dinner, something strange happened. Clara leaned toward her mother and whispered something. They both looked at Daniel. Then Mrs. Whitmore leaned closer and whispered something to him too. I couldn't hear the words, but I could feel the tension in the air. Their eyes occasionally glanced toward me. My chest tightened. After a few moments, Daniel slowly put down his fork. "Harris," he said. He didn't call me Dad. Just Harris. "Yes," I replied quietly. His expression was cold, almost distant. "We need to talk." I tried to smile. "Of course, son, what is it?" Clara crossed her arms. Her mother looked at me like a judge preparing to announce a sentence. Daniel cleared his throat. "Clara and her mother think it's time you move out." For a moment, I thought I heard wrong. "Move out," I repeated softly. "Daniel, this is my house." Mrs. Whitmore leaned forward. "Well," she said sharply, "it won't be for long if things go the way they should." My heart started pounding. "What does that mean?" I asked. Clara spoke next. "You're old, Harris. Managing this big house must be difficult for you. Daniel and I could take better care of it." The realization hit me like a storm. They wanted my house. I looked at my son, hoping he would laugh and say it was a misunderstanding. But he didn't. Instead, he stood up. "You should pack some things tonight," he said. "It'll be easier for everyone." The words felt like knives. "Daniel," I said slowly, my voice trembling, "I raised you in this house. Your mother and I built this life together. After she passed away, this home was all I had left." For a moment, I saw doubt in his eyes. But Clara squeezed his hand. "You don't want to stay stuck in the past," she whispered to him. Daniel looked away from me. "You need to leave, Harris." The room felt colder than winter. I stood there silently, staring at the boy I had once carried on my shoulders, the boy whose nightmares I had chased away, the boy I had worked 2 jobs to raise. And now he was throwing me out. Without another word, I slowly walked to my room. Each step felt heavier than the last. I packed a small suitcase, some clothes, a few photos, and the watch my late wife had given me. Before leaving, I looked around the house one last time. The walls still held echoes of laughter, birthdays, and family moments. But now those memories felt like ghosts. When I walked past the dining room again, Clara and her mother were already discussing furniture changes. Daniel didn't even look at me. I stepped outside into the cold night. For the first time in 65 years, I felt completely alone. But life has a strange way of revealing truth over time. A few weeks later, Daniel called me. His voice sounded broken. "Harris, I'm sorry." I learned that Clara and her mother had been pushing him for months to take control of the house. They convinced him that I planned to sell everything and leave him with nothing. It was a lie. When Daniel finally realized the truth, it was already too late. Trust once broken is hard to rebuild. I forgave him eventually because a father's heart is stronger than pride, but things were never the same again. I moved to a smaller home where life was quieter and simpler. Sometimes Daniel visits. We talk, drink tea, and sit in silence. But every now and then, I remember that dinner, the whisper, and the moment my own son asked me to leave my home. And it still hurts. Moral of the story: never let others poison your heart against the people who love you. A single whisper of manipulation can destroy years of trust and family bonds.